Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound up here in lovely Idaho. It's time for Friday night in the Homestead, and tonight's topic is hydroponics. And how's everybody doing out there? All right, let me do some quick business here. First, I'm going to get rid of that banner across the bottom. Oh, which those that have said they're lurking, checked in, thank you. All right, and let me head over here and let's say hi to everybody. So first one in was Chipper66, followed by Aiden Air, then Moon Over Miami, then Walt Rogers, Phelan Klein Wolf, Mad Chick Acres, and his evil twin, Chef Tech 86. Kalen Strain is here. Terry Crafty 333 is here. Duncan 1900 Homestead. Hey, Brenda. And Chef Tech got a political ad. Oh, he got a BS ad. And Lewis, it's the Marshmallow Man is here. Have you missed last night's Midnight Ride with Gray Man Prepping? You'd understand what we're talking about when we're saying BS. And Glenn's here, How to Garden. All right. So, hydroponics. A deep and wide subject for something that sounds like it should be really simple. All right. So, how do I kick this off? There are kits, there are full-on systems, and there's a boatload of do-it-yourselves. So let's get over here and look at the different ones. Of course, we got the ones right there in the thing where it's got the light on it, got the little thing set up on it, but they come in all shapes and sizes. And some, are really kind of impressive for the way they are. Now, if you don't catch it here on this one here, the shelf for this upper one that it's sitting on, it's the light for the lower unit. There's the light for the upper unit up there, and the light for the lower unit is the one the shelf is sitting on here. So, and of course, there is the Aero Garden, which several people have. And Jeremy, Tennessee Tactical One, is in the house. And if I'd done this on an earlier in the day one, like on Saturday or a Monday or whatever, Jujubee would have been in here, and Juliana has the Aero Garden. She has several of them, and her place in there is just green. All right, this one was kind of cool, and I forgot to save the link for it. Well, I have some similar ones to show you, but this is an enclosed one. It has doors on it, has the roll-up material, so you can, close it in to reflect all the light back at the plants. And this is a self-contained unit. Really cool, but I can't remember what it's called now, and I forgot to save the link to. Okay, hydroponic systems. There's several different ones, and they don't even list all of them here. And they some of the difference between some of these are a hair's width. You got the wicking time, which is basically got an assortment materials like vermiculite or the pond soil that'll draw the water up, and so you can plant the stuff in that. But the roots, everything is still saturated with nutrients and water. Another one is they call it water culture, and that's when the plants have direct contact with water, and that's closer to what we expect for hydroponics to be. Ebb and flow is, they call it that. I mean, this is what these guys call it. Other ones call it different things. So it depends what site you go to. There's just a submersible tray, and it pumps water in there for a while, and then it stops the water. And a little while later, it pump more water in, and it'll let it go. there's a drip or mister system. Has some submersible pump and hoses, and it just kind of just sprays everything all the time and everything else. Then they call this the nutrient film technology. It's basically water culture with a slight twist to it. And it's like you got rain gutters or tubes and stuff, and it runs just a little bit of water through it, so its roots are dangling down in the water as it flows by. And then they got aeroponics where the plants are hung up and the roots are growing down, and it's in a system, and it sprays it for a little bit and stops, and it sprays it a little bit for, and then it stops. Let me pull up here. Okay. When I was at Disney World with my my wife and my mom and my brother and stuff, so it was after my wife and I got married, and we got married in '88. So it was about 91, 92. No, it can't be 92. It had to be 90, 91. We went back there, and in Epcot Center, at one of the restaurants, while you're eating, you can see they had the thing going by, all the plants and stuff, everything that was grown vegetable wise that was served in the restaurant was grown there. You can see it going by, and you see the misters turning on, and the stuff would go travel through the misters, and then continue on. And so that's aeroponics. Brenda has 2 aero gardens. Woo! Now, the one that's not listed on the list here is aquaponics, and I'll show you some pictures of that. And I actually had an aquaponics system with my koi pond, and so we'll see an aquaponics system here coming up. Personally, I like aquaponics over the chemical solutions a lot of these take. And then there are some of these that like the water. There are some variants of the water culture or the nutrient film technology. Basically it's water culture, but it's done with a different with the flowing water, where you use natural stuff like manure tea and other stuff to other natural, organics to feed the plants. This one I brought up just because I was looking at it, and I go, wait a minute, that looks like it's a gutter turned upside down, but how do they seal it? But that's one type, of ones, and that's where the I believe this is just where they fill the water in there, and it stays in the water the entire time. This is a flow system where the water with the nutrients flow through from one to the next one to the next one, and so forth and so on. And some of these are pretty cool the way you can these are only limited by your imagination for setting them up. There's a lot of DIY ones set up. You can go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you get the 4-inch drain pipe, and you put the caps on it. You can go as big as 6-inch on it, but if you're going to go that big, you better go to a real plumbing supply place where you can get better deals than you can at Home Depot and Lowe's. And here's one set up for indoors, and they got it looks, I can't tell if they got 2 pipes in there or not on each. But yeah, it looks like they got 2 pipes set up going in there. And so they used to have drilled the holes in it, and they got the little baskets. And a lot of times the baskets are filled with a soil-based soil. It's like a special sand or coarse, real coarse sand, or stone pebble things. And we'll see some of that around. Yeah, the pipe is so expensive right now. So if you can find the pipe at being discarded from a construction job site, talk to them. Hey, can I go through your trash pile and pick out stuff for a gardening project I'm working on? They'll usually tell you, just the trash pile there, go with that. Don't mess with anything else. And this is a little homemade one, which is a type of a Aero Garden because they got the misters in there spraying up to wet the roots and everything of all the nutrients and stuff. And it's a simple DIY. You can get these little baskets, and I'll show you where you can get them here in a little bit. And this is a quick down and dirty one showing you got your water and nutrient solution down here. It pumps up in that black hose. It flows across, drops down. Now, if you notice on the side here, for those that are on a small phone or whatever, you're not going to see it too well. But it has the exit is not at the bottom of the pipe. It's up a little bit. So it always leaves a bit of water in there. Even when the pump turns off, there's water in there for and nutrients for the plants. And it goes through each one of these. So the input's high and the outlet's a little bit lower, but it's not at the very bottom. And then it goes back and dumps back into the bucket and recirculates. These are some other cool ones and stuff. And this is actually do-it-yourself. And I know because our scout troop back in California took some 55-gallon barrels and made planters out of them doing this. So what they did is they drilled a hole, took a torch, heated the pipe up, stuck the plastic pipe up, took a metal pipe in there, and then bent it. So it twisted the hole basically around so you could slide the baskets in there. And so there's different ones. There's ones just out on a bucket, and these is other ones are set up with a contained system where it pumps it around. So it pumps it up the center one, goes in, and it rains down over the roots and gets recirculated. This is one which is really cool, and it's really easy to do. And if anybody follows Arms Family Homestead, several years ago, they were doing this in their high tunnel. And if you keep it so it's not out in the sun with a little bit of shade on it, it should last through the season without you having to add more water to it. But you fill it all up with water, put the basket in there with the soil medium in there, and you start your plant, get it going a little bit, and you put it in soil medium and stuff and put it in there and let the roots go down, and it just takes off and goes. So long as you don't have it totally in the sun and where it gets baked, it should go most of the year. I mean, most of the summer, and it'll work. So if you look here, you can see these little like rock pellet type things. So this is the large medium you can put something in. It's in a little black basket. And I'll show you that basket later. But then they have stuff about 1/10 the size of that you can use as well. Okay, Brennan says, I've seen strawberries grown in the pipes. The guy had them hanging around his carport. Yes, I've seen that. I've seen them hanging on fences. And let's see what the Bronze uses. Pebble medium in their greenhouses for the hydroponic. Yeah, and this is the large pebbles, and then there's different sizes. So you find out which size works best for the plant you're doing. Now with this one here, they put the hole not where the bung holes normally are. This one here, they got the bung hole covered up by a cup, so they can just add water to it and keep the water level up, and make it so it goes down a little bit slower than it normally would. What I like is if you can get one of these type barrels, they can be blue, black, white, whatever, where it has the top that locks on with a band. So basically you drill your holes in there, or if it has bung holes in it, you put the baskets in the bung holes, and you just you have it like that. And if you need to, you pop the band loose, or you just leave the band loose, period. You have the band off and just have it sitting on the thing. You can pick it up and check to see how the roots are doing and what the water. Now here's one with they went ahead and drilled and put a hole in the middle, near the middle, and put the plants in there for that. Now over on the right, you'll see the barrel, and that's one plant growing out of that barrel, out of the hydroponics of that barrel. And that looks to me like those are cucumbers. I could be wrong. Right in the middle here, you got one hanging down over the edge of the barrel. Here is your aquaponics. It is a multi-medium stuff. You have fish in there. The fish are producing poop. It gets pumped up through the roots of the plants, which they pull out all the nitrates and all the stuff, all the nutrients from the fish poop out. So the water going back to the fish is clean, and you just circulate the water around, and you can drop off the leaves and stuff in there for the fish to nibble on. On mine, I had big baskets with water hyacinth growing in it. And the baskets was to keep the koi from totally killing the plant totally. Because, I mean, these were, hang on. My baskets were like 16-inch square and 12-inch tall. And so they were sitting in on the shelf in the pond, and the roots are just coming out everywhere. And so, and the fish were getting lots of stuff, and they come over to eat roots off here, eat roots off there. And I had enough water hyacinth doing that they wouldn't kill it. Plus, when I would get some, I just let it float around too. And that would usually last about a week before they kill all the stuff that was floating around. All right, let's go back here. But this is going to be, if you have kids, this can be a really, how do I want to put it? Not entertaining, but not entertaining. It's engaging for them to get them away from the electronic devices. They'll go out there and they'll sit there and they'll just watch the fish for hours. My kids did. All right. All right. So that was the last of that. Let me do some stuff around here. I can bring this other stuff up for you here really quick here. Oh, before I bring that, yeah, I'm going to bring that up there. So give me a second here. And this one, I got part of it set up and I lost track of the time here. Okay, so gardening, there we go. And it's down. Where are the baskets? Got to find the baskets. Put the baskets in there a long time ago when my daughter was, there we go. And so before I go to the baskets, I'm going to show you one that I spotted. I didn't use the photo for it because I figured I was going to show it over here. All right, so this one's on Amazon, and there are several different ones out there. And so on the inside, what it looks like here, if I get it over it, there you go. It pumps it up that center blue pipe, and it has little spray things, or where water comes out, and it goes all the way to the top. And if more water pumps up, it goes over and then comes back down inside again, so the water is recycled. They have all the information for stacking it up and putting them together, and the way it works. And you can see a lot of those little baskets there, and you just pull the whole thing out when you go to harvest it. And it's got a little video on it if you want to watch too. But at $500, this is an investment. But you got 40 pots on this one. 40 pots on this one here. There's another one that had 80 pots. So 40 pots for it. That's, you can get a lot of stuff growing on one of these systems. Now the baskets I was talking about, these are the baskets, and you can see how they got all the roots there ready to grow out. And there's the measurements on them and stuff. So like you drill a 3-inch hole or a 3 1/8 hole, and it would right on the lip there. And different ways you can do that. Set it up where you can, they got 4-inch, 3-inch, and those are the 4. They can set up, and the roots just grow right on down through it. All right, and let's see if I got it here on my wish list. That's the Dacious Earth. No, I think they discontinued. When it's something they discontinue something, I delete it from the list, and they discontinued it. But you can get the if you go on there on Amazon and look for the pond soil or the pebble medium stuff. You can find that there on Amazon. Sometimes it's really cheap. Other times it's like, whoa, I'm going to wait till the price comes down. And I'm gonna hydroponic myself with some water right now. And what's interesting, if you go with if you have room outside to do it and it doesn't get below freezing, even if it does get below freezing a little, you get frost and stuff, but you don't get a constant, 5 days below freezing. What I did, I built some boxes that were 8 foot long, 2 foot wide, 2 foot tall, lined it with some EPD, I can't remember the initials, but basically it's food grade rubber sheeting and thick stuff. And I lined it, and then I put in some drain bulkhead fittings on the bottom and filled it full of lava rock. And so I have one, and then I put another one where it overlaps about a foot or two, and it would drain from the one to the next one, and from the next one it would drain into another one that made the waterfall going back into the big pond. And in that, there's usually about 2 inches of water floating on top because I had it constricted enough so with the flow going in, it wouldn't overflow, but it would leave water up in about 1.5 inches from the top of the box, but about 2 inches above the lava rock. And the lava rock will get you can seed it with bacteria, and it eats a lot of sorry. It eats a lot of the stuff that the plants don't eat up. And so the water going back to the fish, when I tested it, was actually cleaner than the city tap water. Less nitrates, less this, less that. And it was, so it was a lot cleaner than the city water. And it didn't have the chloramine in it either. But in that top 2 inches of water floating on there, I had a bunch of watercress growing up there. A lot of watercress. And when it started getting too dense up there, I'd start tossing plants into the pond, and the fish just loved it. They would go along, start eating the roots, and they start eating the whole thing, and it never got out of balance. All right. So let me go over here to the other side here and pick this here up. Shoot, forgot that. Hang on, I gotta look something up here real quick. How to spell. Okay. All righty. I'm gonna look that up. All right, and it's but if you're looking to buy something simple and put it in, I know Modern Refugee has 1 or 2 of them that he's using. Brenda has 2. Juliana Jujubee has 3 or 4. And so let me bring this up here. But whoa, so you got different ones. You got 2 of them that are on sale right now. Limited time deals. And all I did was put in Arrow Garden on Amazon, and this is what came up. And they got all sorts of different brands here. None of these showing here are the Arrow Garden, but All right, so this one up here, it's 47. That's this one here. It has 12 pods with it. And normally it's $59.90. So it's $12 off. $12.50 off. Some of them have gauges on it, little levelers, so you can see the water level and stuff. Actually, most of them do. Some of them don't. But here's the Aero Garden Harvest Elite. I mean, some of them cost a lot more than others. I remember Juliana saying that the Aero Garden pods will work in some of the other ones, but the Aero Garden pods are so much better than the other pods you can get if you go in from any of the others. You have a much higher success rate with the Aero Garden seed pod setup. Oh, and that's $12 off for the seed pods. 128 piece seed pod kit. That includes all the different things. Hey, Swafford Homestead, how's it going? Hey, Geeky Gardens, welcome in. So as far as the Aero Gardens or the other brands that have come along copying them, there's a lot of different ones to choose from, and different ones right now. There's a bunch of them. Several days ago, I did not see all these limited time deals that I'm seeing pop up here. So here's an interesting one. Oh, well, this is expensive too. It's $239. This is 18 plant indoor vertical garden with the LED lights on the poles on the side on it. So, with something like that, I would get some of the space blankets to drape over it to reflect the light back in, so you're getting more light usage out of what you're paying for. Rain Point has some of them there, and it's $30 off. Well, $30.50 off, and it's got 2 hours and 39 minutes before its deal expires. So yeah, Aero Garden has all the nice little kits and stuff. You got assorted Italian herb seed pods, assorted mixed romaine lettuce seed pods, and you got the Aero Garden liquid nutrients and stuff. So but there's a bunch of different ones here. Oh wow! This one has the outside watering system on it. So if you want to grow, if you're in a cold environment like I am, and you want to grow something indoor on the kitchen counter, and you want something simple, one of these hydroponic systems is probably good. Well, here's another one that is. Oh, you got several of them here. This one over here has 12 pods for $39.99. This one's $39.98, and it doesn't say how many pods in it. Let's take a look. That one has 12 pods as well. The 8 pods is $27. So you just got to go figure out how big you want, what all you want to grow. Oh, I see some basil in there. So you just got to figure out what you want to get and check it out. Any questions? Dustin was going to come up here now, Corky's husband, because he's doing the hydroponics in his basement too, the homemade DIY stuff. And he said, he emailed me, goes, I just got screwed over at work. Something was going on, and it's going to be 6 hours before I get home. And it's like, wow, he's not going to get home till this is over. So he's not getting home till like at 11 o'clock at night, his time. But yeah, there are some of these, like this one of these $39 ones is something to look at for a starter, just to start out and see how it works. you know. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of things to choose from here. All I did was go to Amazon. I put in Aero Garden, AERO Garden, and all these different ones came up. So yeah, you just got to, look at them, figure out what it is you want, and what you want to try, how much you want to spend for trying out at the beginning, and set your budget and experiment. Even if you have froze, even if you have failures, you're learning something so that the next time you should do things should work a lot better. But I was thinking about buying one of these, trying one of these, but I figure I will leave the picking out of this particular type garden item to the staff sergeant. I'll let her pick it out because she's going to take it over when she comes up here. So it's like, and I don't see any questions popping up. Everybody's got all the information they need. Let's take a look at the here. There it goes. I hate it when it does the other thing on it. There we go. So there's all your information on it here. And it says, like 4 mil for the 2 to 3 pod Aero Gardens. You do 4 milliliters at startup and every 2 weeks. For the 6 and 7, you do 8 milliliters. For the 9 pod, you do 8 milliliters startup and second feeding. And a second feeding, and then 12 milliliters every 2 weeks thereafter. They got all the information on there. I like this on the bottom. Do not overfeed plants. More is not better. So store at room temperature. Do not freeze. Keep out of the reach of children and pets. Do not swallow. Oh, come on. Don't put that do not swallow on there. We need to thin out the lower end of the gene pool. Did I say that out loud? Yeah, I like aquaponics better. I had the koi and stuff, and if I liked the koi, and we did koi for several years. But if I'd started doing that pond when my youngest boy was older, he probably would have pushed to go with just tilapia, homegrown tilapia, so he could harvest it. He likes the flavor of it. And that way we just have our self-sustaining fish and growing stuff. All right, what else to say on the other side here? It's got Miracle Grow Aero Garden, but it doesn't have the thing, so I'm not sure if it's actually derived from potassium nitrate, calcium nitrate, monopotassium phosphate, ammonium nitrate, magnesium sulfate. So in Mississippi, this is classified as a low analysis fertilizer. So hey, all right. Oh, wait a minute, Steve, got something here for you. No, not that one. Yeah, here's one $39 starter kit for you, Steve. And nobody has to know you're doing it. You can grow whatever the boss wants. Make her happy, Steve. There it is. Yeah, there it is. The starter kit, $39.98. It's 20% off right now. You get the it has 12 pods in there. You can grow all sorts of fun stuff in there, Steve. Yeah, when I had a koi pond, my koi, I bought breeding stock, and my fish cost a couple $100 each, so I got rid of them. It's just that with both of us working, and it got to be a second job rather than the fun it was at the beginning. Excuse me, my throat is really acting up this afternoon. Well, I got a video coming out tomorrow, finishing up the driveway and working on the street, getting the street all cleaned up and everything. And yeah, we're looking good as far as the we have it's clear through Sunday night, and we got a 40% chance of snow Sunday night, and Monday it's a chance of snow before 2 p.m., then a chance of rain and snow afterwards. So, and then it's Wednesday night it starts clearing up. So we got a couple days of snow, not very much. Well, possible snow, not very much. Oh, oh, oh. No more kitty cat. He doesn't travel well. Yeah. Hey, Rachel, how's it going? Yeah. So there's a lot of things and if you don't want to buy, if you want to do a simple system indoors, like I say, go visit a construction site and pick up. Let me get to the right spot here again. There we go. You can pick up some different pieces of pipe. You can probably get some scrap ones. All you can do is have a couple feet long, get some caps for the ends. And it doesn't have to be white. It doesn't have to be white. If you can get the 4-inch sewer pipe, you can get the rubber. You can either get the glue-on caps for the ends, or you can get the coupler caps, the rubberized ones with the hose clamps on it that just tighten down on it, and that way you can expand the system later on if you get more pipe. But yeah, you can work those up really easy for doing stuff on it. Yeah, there's and you can do them indoors. Mix edible flowers in with the salads, or you can just do a simple little tote. What's that? A $9 tote from Wally World, and you just get some PVC pipes from Home Depot or Lowe's, and pick up some spray heads. You can probably use some spray heads from Home Depot or Lowe's to spray the roots and stuff, or you can just fill it full of water and have another bucket next to it to circulate water around, and just use the second bucket to gauge your water level and add your nutrients to. Yeah, the vinyl rain gutters work good too. But I've playing around with those just to play around to see what I could do there several years ago. You need to have them, a good shelf, even if you're mounting to a fence, a good shelf or a lot of little brackets to keep them so they don't twist in there as you work with them and stuff. Because that those cheap vinyl rain gutters like to go whoop and twist on you really fast. But yeah, there's all sorts of different ways you can do it. But I really liked on here. Where was it? Is it down here farther? What I really liked, there it is, was this one here. Make it bigger there. The one with the fish there, the goldfish and actually some baby koi in there. Koi will dwarf themselves to their conditions sometimes, but And this is one system. They're looking at shooting a picture from one side and a picture from the other side. And this is a very simple system they put together. Yeah, you can if you can get an IBC tote, you cut that sucker off up high and give the fish a lot more water to work with. And if you cut the top off about 6 inches down on the side or 5.5 inches, then you just make a 2x6 frame, set it in there, screw it to the 2x6 frame, and set that up above the other tank. So it just goes. You want your water in there. You have drill several small holes so the water just kind of rains down from up above where the plants are at. Hey, Dom, welcome from AK. Okay, is AK Alaska or Arkansas? Got to be Alaska. Now there was back in California over at every year they do a garden symposium thing over at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints there in Richmond, and in the back of it they have a Samoan congregation. They have several congregations that meet at that one building, and the Samoan congregation has in the back a bunch of 55-gallon barrels and a bunch of totes, and they have an aquaponic system set up there, and it is Alaska, and they just have a setup that's just absolutely amazing, and they grow a lot of food in their aquaponic system. They got tilapia in there, and they got like 6 big, huge, 4 foot by 4 foot, 1 foot deep trays of the water lettuce, watercress, celery, and other stuff growing, and it pulls all the poop out from the water that the tilapia are producing, and that thing they monitor that thing 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but they go over there at least once a day to check on it. But they do have if the power goes off or something on it, they got a cell phone hooked up to it there that'll call a couple of text them saying let them know power's out, and they run right over and fix it. I didn't say Kansas. I said Arkansas. Yeah. We have snow forecast for Monday and Tuesday here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, several days next week before we get sunshine again. Yeah, I can see hydroponics being very important up there in Alaska. Yeah, even if just a small, several of the small aero garden systems, but there's the barrels probably won't do too good up there, but these things here would, indoor ones where you can just grow indoors, a lot of stuff like that. I'm afraid to let the staff sergeant see that picture. She doesn't watch the videos too much. Oh, she does surprise me and say, "Hey, you said on this one here, yeah, you should." She'll email me or text me, "Hey, you forgot to mention this." So, yeah, IBC totes make great ones because you have the amount of water there, and they're pre-plumbed at the bottom to pull water off from one and pump it into the next one. Okay. All righty, let me grab something over here. That's information here. So, all righty. So, coming up here tomorrow on Gray Man Prepping is it was suggested by Cold War Prepper, and he's going to be a guest on the panel tomorrow night. And it's saws for thriving, after the collapse. And we've been going through, having done wood shop for every year of my junior high school and senior high school, except my senior year. I was all metal shop my senior year because I passed everything else off. And I was just doing the time. I do a lot of woodwork. My wife does a lot of woodwork too. I bought her, all right, 2 different types of sanders, a scroll saw, a band saw, routers, a bunch of stuff out. She does craft stuff, woodworking craft stuff. And so saws is something we're both interested in for doing projects, should everything collapse. But that's coming up tomorrow on Gray Man Prepping, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Figure out your time zone from there. Monday, back here on Camppatton Family Compound with Tammy from Rebel Canners and Mark from Chef Tech. We're going to be talking pros, hot pack versus cold pack. We're doing meat and other things, so and other vegetables and stuff as well. And so that's going to be a topic on Monday here on Camppatton Family Compound. Tuesday for on Gray Man Prepping for Tactical Tuesday, the topic is the biggest lies preppers are being told. And I did this with 13 lies preppers are being told. I did that 2 years ago. I've added a bunch more. I keep on hearing all these other channels spreading all these lies to new preppers out there. And it's like, no. And so that's what it's going to be about. We're going to be exposing all the lies that are being passed out on that. All right. And then next Friday here is going to be kind of an open one. All I have down is the Ides of March. Whoa, it's the Ides of March. What historical thing happened on the Ides of March? Well, that's where we're going to start. Probably going to do a little bit of history and stuff next Friday, and hopefully some of the stuff I've got in mind is going to get you guys laughing hard. And so that's some of the things that are coming up here for this next week. My throat's killing me, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, everybody came in, everyone for all your comments in the side chat. Thank you, Dom, for coming in. Brenda, Jack, Rachel, Glenn, checked off. Oh, any concern? Oh, I missed that question. Any concerns of getting plastic into the plants? Not if you, well, there's always, anytime you have plastic, they're discovering more and more that just about all plastic is, to some degree or another, is giving off some minute particles as time goes on, because it's a carbon-based petroleum product, and it breaks down over time. It may be 100 years or 1,000 years worth of breakdown, but it's giving off a little bit. So, there's, with all the plastic in the air and all those disposable bags that we had to go to from paper bags, having paper bags in the grocery stores were killing all the trees. Not that they weren't planting trees to harvest specifically for that, but anyways, there's so much plastic out in the air right now and in the world. It's you try to limit it, but the amount you're getting in through the aquaponic systems, as long as the pipe is washed and cleaned up after you're done cutting it and doing everything, it's negligible. Kaylin's here. Kaylin came in. Thank you, Kaylin, for coming in. And Steve, of course, they're trainers, Swaffords, and everyone else that came in that I forgot to say. I do. Thank you all. So Hopefully see you all tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, over on Gray Man Prepping. It's Gray with an A. And we will have some interesting stuff of ways to not just survive, but thrive and make money if there's a total collapse. All right, everyone. See you around. Take care.